Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got an update for you regarding the Russian-Ukraine war. If you can see here on your screen, it looks like we've got a fourth oil refinery that has been hit by drones from Ukraine. Okay, and I've been telling you, I've been reporting on these oil refineries getting hit multiple times. This is now the fourth one. And Ukraine is definitely purposely targeting these oil refineries, okay? And this looks like it was the fourth one that was hit. It is called the Rosneft oil refinery. Looks like it's just off the coast of the Black Sea in a Russian town called Tuapse, I believe. And yeah, just the early morning of Thursday. So as of today, basically the last few hours, this oil refinery was hit. Okay, and as you can see here on the in the video, it is completely on fire. As far as I know, as of now, it has been extinguished. The fire has been extinguished, but obviously massive damage was done here to this oil refinery. So I've got an article I want to go over here with you. We're going to talk about this a little bit. The video shows one of the Russia's largest oil refineries on fire after drone hit. Video circulating on social media shows a huge fire that engulfed a large Rosneft-owned oil refinery in the southern Russian town of Tuapse on the Black Sea coast in the early hours of Thursday morning. The refinery's vacuum unit caught on fire, said Sergei Boyko, the head of Tuapse district, adding in a post on Telegram or his Telegram channel that there were no casualties. He warned local residents not to post videos from the scene to avoid adverse consequences. I wonder what that might be. Boyko didn't, identify the cause of the fire, but numerous Telegram channels said it was the result of a drone strike. Russian Telegram channel 112 reported that there was a drone attack in the region prior to the blaze. The Shot Telegram channel reported that eyewitnesses heard explosions in the area before the fire, and the Baza Telegram channel, which is linked to Russia's security services, said a drone struck the refinery's vacuum unit after midnight local time. So yes, I will have some footage here in just a moment that I will show you that there were several drones flying over this town just before the explosions were heard. So more than likely, these were Ukrainian drones that were launched and hit this facility, and it caught on fire. Local officials said early on Thursday that the fire had been extinguished after it was tackled by 99 firefighters and 31 equipment units. Ukraine hasn't claimed responsibility and rarely comments on attacks on Russian soil. Newsweek contacted the foreign ministries of Ukraine and Russia for comment by email. Russian newspaper Kommersant noted that the facility in southern Krasnodar Krai is the only Russian oil enterprise located on the Black Sea coast. It processed over 180,000 barrels per day of crude oil in the first 17 days of January, equating to more than 3% of Russia's total crude processing volume, Bloomberg reported on Thursday, citing a person familiar with the industry data. It marks the fourth suspected drone attack on Russian oil and gas infrastructure over the past week, according to Moscow Times. On X, formerly known as Twitter, the Tendar open source intelligence channel said that Thursday that the strike against Russian oil facilities in Tuapse, Russia, only days after the successful strike against the Ust-Luga terminal, removes all doubt that we are dealing with a targeted effort. Look at this. Dealing with a targeted effort to eliminate all major Russian oil and gas ports so that they are rendered useless for operations. So I want to talk about this real quick before I move on. I stated in one of my videos on like the second or third attack that was launched by Ukraine hitting these gas facilities. I mentioned there that Ukraine was doing this on purpose. They were purposely targeting Russian oil facilities to help put an end to this war. Because if you understand what's going on over here economically, this war is being fought because Russia has made so much money recently from oil. Okay, majority of their economy is run off of oil. When they sell these gas exports, it helps fund their war. And Trump actually mentioned something several years ago. I remember seeing he was talking about how the sanctions that the U.S. placed on Russia at the very beginning of the war in 2022 were not going to be as effective on Russia as we thought. And then turns out it wasn't effective. So Russia's economy had regained after these sanctions. It had regained stamina and grew stronger again. And obviously, right now the Russian ruble is starting to fall, and it has been falling for some time. But they were able to survive these sanctions. Okay, so the sanctions were not as effective. And he claimed, if you really want to put an end to that war, start forcing the price of oil to go down. And the way we can do that is opening our gas reserves, opening that Keystone pipeline that was closed down by Biden at the beginning of his term. Okay, like things like that. Open up pipelines inside the U.S., drive the price of oil down, and it will force Putin to end this war because he won't have money for his war effort. Okay, so that's exactly what Ukraine is doing here. They're purposely targeting these refineries to help lower the price of oil, basically, or to crash their oil facilities to where they cannot produce as much output, meaning they'll make less money economically, and it will force them to end their war or to at least damage their war effort. Okay, so that's what it says here. This will be a big headache for the Russian war effort. The current attacks are still small in size, using a handful of drones, but already caused considerable damage, the user added. When Ukraine starts mass hitting these ports, then the Russian air defense will not be able to stop the outcome, even when destroying 99% of the drones, okay? Now, think about this. I just did a report recently on Ukraine. They've been struggling, they need support. So they turn towards the UK for support, and the UK is putting out massive support for them right now. They're going to be upping their defense spending, I think, to like 2.5 billion euros, I believe, next year. So they're going to be spending massive amounts of money for Ukraine to help them fight this war. And one of the things that they dedicated their support to was they announced for Kiev and Ukraine that they were going to be building multiple drone facilities inside the UK, also inside Ukraine, and they were going to be pumping thousands upon thousands of drones out for them, maybe even hundreds of thousands, who knows, tens of thousands for sure. They're going to be supporting for Ukraine. So Ukraine's going to be getting a lot of drones very soon in the next 6 months or so. And once they have all these drones, what do you think they're going to be doing with these drones? They're going to be launching them like crazy at more of these gas facilities. So this is going to continue. The more drones that Ukraine gets, the more attacks we're going to get on these oil facilities. And I don't think Russia is going to be able to defend from all these attacks. It's not going to happen. They just won't be able to. So that's also why we see Russia turning towards, North Korea for support. They're turning towards them to get missiles and whatever other equipment they're trying to get, and trying to evade these sanctions that the West has put on North Korea in order to get this aid that Russia needs. Okay, so if you look at what's happening here, this is really big, guys. This is leading to something huge. I've been saying this for a long time. Something big is coming in Ukraine, and there's going to be a massive attack, or something's going to happen, because just over the last month and a half, we've been seeing a major ramp up of attacks on oil refineries, and Russia's been launching massive waves of missiles inside of Ukraine. Ukraine's just been getting pummeled, and it's leading to something big, because these amount of attacks that we're seeing, they're way too big to write it off just as, oh no, it's just another small escalation in this war. No, it's not a small escalation. This is leading to something massive, and we also have Ukraine and Russia beefing up their military. If I've said so many times, 500,000 soldiers they are boosting their military by. Okay, so definitely a big offensive by Russia's coming. I think somebody wants to end this war very soon, and that's why we're seeing these oil refineries getting hit. That's why we're seeing Russia continue to attack Ukraine in the way that they are right now. If you don't know about this, please follow my work. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because I'm putting out updates on Ukraine nearly at least every day or every other day. And I'm letting you know that this war over here is getting ready to kick off even harder than it already is. So here's some footage. Here's some footage here from some drones that were recorded by somebody inside the Tuapse region of the Black Sea, that this town that supposedly was attacked at this refinery. So take a look at this. There's some drones you can see flying over the town.
Сука, летит, гандон, ёбаный. Мразь.
Сейчас убьют.
Бля, сбейте, пожалуйста. Сбейте. Сука, летит.
Okay, so you can see them here, right? You can see the drone. There's a drone right there. You can see I don't know if these are missiles here or what those are that were flying through, but you can definitely see drones here in the footage. Here's another one right here. There's one. So these are apparently these are headed towards the refinery. Okay, so I'm assuming that refinery was probably hit by multiple drones. I don't think it was just struck by one. Maybe some air defenses took down a few of them, or I'm not sure, but definitely at least one of them hit that refinery because it was on fire. And again, you know, I don't think this was just a freak accident at this oil facility. I think this was actually hit by a drone because we've been seeing this coming from Ukraine for a while now. They have attacked multiple oil facilities inside Russia, and I've been saying this too. Expect them to attack more. They're going to continue doing this because they're trying to damage the economy of Russia as much as they possibly can, so that way Russia can't fuel this war. Because again, if they don't sell oil, they don't have money to fund this war, and they are spending a massive amount of money to fuel this war in Ukraine. Okay, they're using so much equipment. You know, just the amount of money they're spending in missiles. You know, when they launch these missile barrages on Ukraine, they're spending millions upon millions of dollars at a time, or rubles, I should say, at a time, just to launch these strikes. And how do you think they're getting that money? You know, they have to be getting that money from the oil that they're shipping to other countries. So how are they going to put an end to this war? It's going to be through, you know, these oil facilities being attacked, or it'll at least help the Ukrainians a lot to stop them from, you know, to stop Russia from buying, you know, more missiles and things like that. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy what's happening here. I got one last video real quick to show you. Let me pull this up. Sorry about that. So this is another video of this oil refinery on fire. This is kind of a further away clip. Okay, and you can see here it's on fire there too. So it was a pretty massive blaze. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say here, but it's pretty nuts because this is the fourth refinery that has been hit now, guys. Pretty nuts. So yeah, that's going to be the latest on this update as far as Ukraine. I'm not seeing a whole lot coming out. I might talk a little bit about that Russian cargo plane. We got some information coming out. If you guys haven't seen that video, definitely hop on my page and go check that out. There was a Russian cargo plane that was shot down by the Ukrainians recently. So yeah, that's going to be it for here. I will update you guys if anything else comes out on this story. But again, fourth oil refinery hit, and we're going to see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or more of these refineries continue to be under attack by drones. And like I said, Ukraine's going to be getting more of these drones pretty soon. So these attacks are going to step up and become larger over time. So expect it to happen. Things are escalating over there, and there's going to be a massive offensive here pretty soon, I think. It's going to come very soon. So thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being here and checking out my work. If you enjoy, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. YouTube will notify you when we put out more videos. And I do put out several every day. So please follow the channel for more updates. Appreciate you being here again. Have a great day. Take care, everybody. God bless.